Well, mate, your name came up, press conference, Liam Baker, and then that same day you roll your ankle or you hurt your ankle. How is it? You're running today, so positive signs?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Just a pretty straightforward rolled ankle. You saw me there hobbling off for about 10 seconds, but after that it was all good. So did a bit of running today and I'll work into it next week. But yeah, if it was game day, I probably would have got out there today. But because it's January, you know, just have a bit of a rest and get into it next week.
How have you settled in? We haven't really spoken to you since you've officially come here and become an Eagle. How is it, life?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving being at the club. It's pretty similar to most clubs, I'd imagine. The boys are really good. We work hard. We have a laugh and that's it. But yeah, loving being back home, loving the club. They're very welcoming, the boys and the staff. So yeah, I'm as happy as ever at the moment.
Professionalism the same? I mean, you mentioned every club's sort of similar. You've been at a club that's won premierships and obviously set high standards. You feel things are the same here?
Yeah, it's still a high standard here, but the facts are we're a younger list, so we're not quite there yet. But we're growing, and that's the exciting thing. That's why I wanted to come here. I want to be a part of that, and we're only going to get better and better as the younger boys get older, and it's up to myself and a few more of the older boys to keep driving that, which we will do.
Quite often when we see players switch clubs, it's often to go to a club in a premiership window. Were you ever tempted by that, and what are the main things that you see at the Eagles that excites you the most?
A little bit, yeah, but I've always loved this club. And I felt like at Richmond I jumped on the end of a successful era, and they always spoke about how good the hard times were when it was tough. Now that they ended up winning a few flags, so that sort of drove me to come here as well. Being part of a group that's changing, new style, new coaches, new players. So I want to ride that wave. So see how we get there.
Straight into the leadership group as well. How much of an honour is that just to be able to guide this young group?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, they told me why they wanted me here, and that was to lead on and off the field. And I feel that if I just be myself and try and push the group on the field and have a laugh, that's my leadership style. So I was just trying to be myself from day one. I didn't want to wait until the start of the season to try and make an impact. So yeah, I was lucky enough to be voted in by the boys. But yeah, it's just a name. So I just got to keep on doing what I've got to do.
Sorry, Wayne. Is that a story that you've shared with your teammates about enjoying the hard times, sort of because they're going to pass hopefully and you'll have success and it'll be rewarding?
Not really. In small groups, when we were talking the other day, I sort of mentioned it in my group when we were doing an activity, but no, I haven't really spoken about it with the group.
How about the backline role that you're playing? Can you tell us a bit about how Minnie wants to use you?
At the moment, similar to what I've played most of my career, just half-back flanker. It's not like I'm there to get the ball 40 times and try and be the one-man show-off half-back. I'm just going to fit into a role along with Coley and Ruben and Hoffy, the boys down there who are still, well, I wouldn't say learning, but we're still learning to play together. We're a better team when us smaller backs are sharing the footy around and working the ball up than just one-man show. So it's not like I've come here to be a star half-back. I just want to play my role and tough it out and try and help win games for West Coast.
Are you up for a midfield role if one was to come about during the season?
Yeah, possibly. Like whatever needs to happen, but it's all about the right mix. And I feel like we've got some big bulls in there and some good runners as well. So I don't see where I fit in there at the moment, but if it happens, it happens. I'm happy to play anywhere.
One of those bulls, we just saw Harley come from the field during match sim. I don't know if you saw it, but have you seen him or spoken to him since? Do you know how he's pulled up?
I spoke to him briefly, but yeah, just didn't seem too much to me. He was just maybe a bit sore, and yeah, that's about it. I think there'll be plenty of that happening this year, and the pre-season just gone. He'll be back out there soon enough, I'd imagine, but yeah, I'm not too sure.
What have you made of him in his second pre-season? Obviously massive amounts of height last year, and now you're seeing him in his second year. What have you made of Harley Reid?
Oh yeah, he's just a ripping young kid. I forgot, and you guys probably forget that he's 19, maybe turning 20. He's still raw and a raw young kid, and it's good to see. But he's real good around the club. All the boys love him, and then what he does on the field, obviously, it speaks for itself. But yeah, I can't wait to get in, see him playing in action and on the field. But yeah, firstly, he's a great young bloke.
Is there any other young players who maybe you didn't know much about but have impressed you out on the track?
Yeah, there's a few young keys which I didn't know much about. Archer Reid, Jack Williams, they've been impressive. Even Job out there today, I thought was very good. But yeah, I didn't know too much about the keys, and even I remember watching Longy a few years ago. It's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a bit similar to me. I like the way he goes about it. Tough little grinder out there and works his ass off, which is good.
A couple of other younger guys, Elijah Hewitt and Campbell Chester, obviously have lots of talent, but haven't been able to quite get their careers going yet. What have you made of their progress over summer?
Haven't seen too much of Chess out there. He's had a tough little summer, but he was out there a bit today, which was good. So fingers crossed he works his way into more drills. Elijah has been out there a fair bit. He's got a bit of power, which is exciting. Seems like there's a lot of those types here at West Coast, which seems to be the modern way. But the club's just wrapped. He's been on the park this pre-season, and the pre-season's the key to a good season. So see how it goes. Fingers crossed he can stay on the park.
And James Van Ness and Sandy Brock, what have you made of those guys? Who's leading the race for that rookie spot?
I wouldn't have a clue. That's a tough question. But no, they're both pretty good. Sandy's come from a similar system, I think, so he sort of knows the way. And Jimmy's been coming from a Ross Lyon coach team, so they're both knowledgeable backs. But yeah, I'm not too sure. They move pretty well as well, which is good. And
how's Yo holding up after that double injury blow?
I think he's okay. I haven't actually seen him directly since, but obviously the double whack's pretty rough. But it's just part of the nature of the game this time of the year. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen to anyone else. But there might be something across the league. It's just the nature of the game.
And he's such a midfield bull. How do you go about replacing him for the early rounds?
I don't know. I'm not a coach, mate. Maybe ask him.
Liam, how's the dynamic between you and Minnie? You're obviously close at Richmond, and in a way he was somewhere else for a couple of years. You've come back both together in this new environment. Has the relationship picked up where it left off, or has it changed in dynamic since you're leaning on each other a bit more in a new spot?
No, it's pretty similar actually. It was something I was curious about to see how it'd go. But yeah, Minnie's just Minnie. He's the same to me as he is to everyone else. Obviously know him for a lot longer, as does Jack. But yeah, he still challenges me. He asks me questions and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's doing that with a lot of the boys, which is the key to us moving forward.
You obviously weren't out there today, but it looked more of a best versus, sort of the guys pushing for that 22. Was that noticeable to the guys out there and sort of that competition for spots as we get closer to round one?
I'm not too sure what the dynamic of the teams were, but I saw a bit of it, and it's always tough. The last few weeks, it's sort of been a bit 50-50 here and there, and you're sort of not too sure what's going on. But yeah, I think maybe because one team dominated a bit more, it looked that way. But I'm not too sure really.
You got Richmond coming up in the match. Is it kind of nice to get some of that stuff out of the way before the real stuff kicks in?
A little bit. It'll still be a bit more of a laugh out there. Sort of tapping each other on the shoulder and stuff, but still feel there'll be a bit of heat when it comes to actual, round 10 or whenever we're playing them, but it'll be all in good faith. We'll have a bit of a laugh pre-game and post-game, but they want to win just as much as we do, so there won't be any hard feelings out there, but we'll try and have a bit of a laugh.
And we didn't see Jack Graham out there today. Is he all good?
Yeah, just a personal reason. I think he's headed back home for something personal, so he's all good.
Can I ask, have you been walking around the streets and the Eagles fans embraced you? I know there was a bit of unfair criticism around the trade period, but do you feel now that, everything's all good and you...
No, I had something chucked at me the other day actually from Eagles. No, I'm kidding. No, it's all good, it was obviously, wouldn't say it was a rough first few days, but it was a bit of a, this is what I'm in for. But since I've been back here, honestly, haven't heard too much about it. But it's the nature of the game, I wanted to get here, and then the way they got here just caused a few headlines. But they say they're happy, I'm happy, so we're all happy. We'll be right.
I suppose it's nice to play in front of passionate fans that actually care about the club, isn't it?
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm in the same boat as them. I want to win. They want to see us win. So it's my job now. It's all happened now. It's my job to, be the best player I can be and push this team as much as I can, as well as everyone else. So, it is what it is, mate.